Hello everyone and welcome back to Saringman Academy. In this video, we'll be exploring variables and data types in Java. So let's get started. Let's open VS Code and let's create a new file and let's name it as variables.java and let's write public static void main inside parenthesis string arguments. Then let's open curly brackets and inside curly brackets, we'll be creating variables. So what are variables? Variables are containers in which we store values. If I want to store the value 5, I will create a variable and I'll store the value 5 in it. And whenever I need to print that value or I need to perform some operations on the variable, it will automatically get performed. Now variables are mutable, which means I can modify or change the value of a variable anytime. Now in Java, when we create variables, we need to also specify its data type. Now what are data types? Data types are the categories that we give to each type of value to classify them. So the main data types in Java are integer, double, character, and boolean. Now integer stores integer values, double stores decimal numbers, character stores single letters, and boolean stores only two values which are true and false. Now in order to create a variable which stores the value 5, we need to use the data type integer. So we'll use the short form of integer, which is int, to specify as data type in Java. So in order to create a variable x, I'll write int x is the name of the variable, is equal to, and after the equal to sign, I will write my value. Since I want to store the value 5, I'll write 5 and put a semicolon. Now we have created a variable. Now if I want to print the value of the variable 5, I have to write system dot out dot print and inside parenthesis x, then a semicolon. Now if I run my code, it prints 5. Now in a similar way, I can create a variable y with the data type of double, and I'll store a decimal value of 2.5. Then I'll create a variable called a with the data type char, and I'll store letter a. So I have to specify the letter inside single quotes and then put a semicolon. Then if I want to create a variable of Boolean data type, I'll write Boolean, then the name. So I'll name it as W is equal to true. So all of the letters should be in small letters for a Boolean value. And then let me put a semicolon. Now if I want to print a value with a new line, I'll write system.out.println and then the variable name. It now prints all the values in separate lines. Now similarly, for the second value of Boolean, which is false, I can create another variable and let me name it as V and let me store the value false in it. And if I print V, it will print the value false. it now prints both values of Boolean. So we use Boolean data type very much in condition statements to check if a particular condition is met or not. For example, if a person needs to apply for something that requires at least 18 years old or a specific criteria, we use Boolean to check whether it's true or false. If it's true, we specify what should it display, and if it's false, we'll program what should it display if the condition is not met. So if you want to store a string of characters, that means words or sentences, there's another data type called string, but we are not going to discuss strings in this video as strings require a separate video. So we'll discuss about strings in a more detailed way in the later part of our series. So in data types, there are two types of data types, primitive and non-primitive. Now, primitive data types are the data types which we use often, such as integer, double, char, boolean, and strings. And there are non-primitive data types such as long, float, and so on. So this concludes our video. If you like this video, don't forget to click the subscribe button, like it, and share it with your friends and family. Thank you for watching.